Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome. There's still lots of people rolling in. We have lots of announcements, so we're going to just get right to it. Now, if you're new tonight, everybody starts out muted, so that's normal. So welcome, welcome. Let's get Kristen and Becky up here on the screen and see what the ladies have for us tonight. I know there's lots going on, so let's get right to it. Hi, ladies.
Hi. Hey, welcome, guys.
Lots of excitement, lots of energy going on. What does everybody need to know?
We are just blown away by all of your donations for Giving Tuesday. The last time I checked was like 5 minutes ago. We had $7,925, which is over what we even thought we might get in the fundraiser. Plus, we had some people doing fundraisers on their own, like Mary Barr and Angela. And then we also have people doing website donations. So I can't wait to get the whole total at some point. We just really appreciate it. We appreciate it. Our families that will be served by this money appreciate it too. We thank you. This is always a great day. I'm exhausted, right? It's like you got to answer everybody's and thank everybody just to make sure that we're that you know how grateful we are. Yeah, and I just wanted to say that. Thank you, thank you. We'll keep it up. We usually keep it up a few extra days. So if you didn't get to do it today, you've got a few extra days to do it. And I've also put both of the links in our chat at the very beginning. The first one works and the third one works. I kind of messed up on the middle one, but the first one is our Facebook fundraiser, and the second one, or the third one, first and third, is our website. So you can go straight there and just click on donate, and then we'll know what it's for. So we want to thank you. Thank you. It's been a fun day. It's always a super fun day. Another thing, Run for Recovery, T-shirts and medals. The medals are in. I'm just waiting on the T-shirts because I want to send them both together. She said they'd be here this week. So I'm hoping they're going to be here this week, and we will get them packaged up and sent out. So let's say they'll be to you guys second week in December. So thank you for that too.
Awesome. Thanks, Kristen.
Yeah.
And thanks for all your good energy working it. I love it. A lot of fun.
It is.
It's sleep well tonight.
Oh gosh, yeah. I might fall asleep here. I got my pillow and my blanket.
Well, thanks for all your efforts. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, Becky, what do you got?
Oh my gosh, Kristen. First of all, I know you've worked your rear off on this. I mean, you've worked hard on this for a long time. And I mean, I hope everyone really realizes the work that you do and the work that you put in, and you made this happen today. So thank you so much. And anyway, I mean, I'm blown away too. I'm totally blown away. Battlefield is totally a family. And everyone just helps each other out. And you guys, like everyone that's donated, I mean, you're giving and you're giving back, and you're helping people that are part of our family that, you know, really do need a little extra help time again. You know how expensive it is for treatment and sober living. So thank you so much. Please share as much as you can online. And like Kristen said, we'll keep it going for a couple days. If you got some year-end monies that you can match or do whatever, we just totally appreciate that. The more you can do the more that we can do. And thanks again. And then I get to remind everybody about Mom's Coffee tomorrow, right?
Yes.
The Mom's Coffee online Zoom tomorrow, 11 o'clock. You can get the link if you don't have it from Kristen or from Angie. You can message them or email them, or you can message me, and I'll hook you up. Anyway, if you can join us, that'd be great. We talk about whatever, you know, we can ongoing discussion from tonight, or we can talk about whatever you're going through. Just, you know, be there and we support one another. So hope to see you tomorrow.
Yes, please join us. It's been so much fun. If you haven't been, don't worry, you can jump in. So don't feel like it would be weird for you to jump in for the first time. So moms, join us tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Last week, we had Renee lead some yoga breathing exercises from our chair, and that's how we closed out. And it was so fantastic. Thank you, Renee. We're going to do that probably once a month. And we're going to have Renee do that. And then in the new year, we're also going to start an in-person moms group. It might be the first Wednesday of the month or something like that. It'll be kind of the regular once a month meet in person at a local coffee shop and kind of do a traveling thing. But we will be keeping it via Zoom for the most part, because a lot of moms can only join us during their lunch break or whatever, and they wouldn't be able to attend if it was live every week. So we're going to mix it up in the new year and have some fun with that. And continue on with the yoga and breathing in the ends, because it was absolutely wonderful. So join us tomorrow. And then I have one more. Do you have anything else, Becky or Kristen?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. One more announcement is, Nico, if you can pop the shower invitation up. Saturday, December 11th is our very own Travis and Liz. Their baby shower is on Saturday, the 11th. And you know what? My brain kind of actually forgot the time real quick. Is it 3 o'clock, Nico? I can't read that. I think it's 3 o'clock. Shoot, I can't read it.
I don't think it says on here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay, 3 o'clock. So it's in Burien at the Round Table Pizza, 3 o'clock on Saturday, December 11th. We hope all you families can join us. If you haven't gotten to meet Liz yet, you'll be able to meet her in person. You all know Travis, and their baby's due in January, a little baby girl. We want to hook these two up with the things that they need. So you're all invited. Please come and join the Battlefields family and friends on Saturday, December 11th. We'd love to have you all. So there's a Facebook event on Facebook. And if you don't have Facebook, you can reach out to me personally for the information and I will get it to you. Okay. And I think that's it. So let me get everybody off spotlights here and get over to the basement crew. Do we have some comedy tonight? Where's our Kyle? Kyle's corny comedy corner. We've got Kyle Munkers over here at Rebuild Recovery.
Yeah.
For you newbies out there, he's a manager over. He's not only a manager at Rebuild Recovery, but he's our comedian of the week. So take it away, Kyle.
You know, I think parenting and becoming a new parent is a beautiful thing. And it's really awesome to see Travis and Liz go through this journey together. But no man should ever have to go to a baby shower.
Yeah.
Just okay.
That's right.
Okay.
This one's going to be co-ed though. This one is co-ed. This one's a special one.
Even worse.
Yeah.
That's why it's at Round Table Pizza.
Yeah.
She's still not selling us on it.
Come on, you guys.
That has to be close.
Yeah.
Keep going. Okay. All right. Anywho, you know, felt pretty good relationship with Bundle, you know, and I really hate it. People call him lazy. I mean, he didn't even do anything. He didn't even do anything. Okay. Yeah. You know, I picked up a hitchhiker last night, and after about a minute or so, he said, you know, how do you know I'm not a serial killer? I said, well, because it's very rare to get two serial killers in one car. You know, if slow old men use walking sticks, then what do fast old men use? Hurricanes. This one's better. If you're ever locked out of your house, all you gotta do is start talking to your lock very calmly and smoothly. After all, good communication is key. The other day I was looking at myself naked in the mirror, and I realized probably going to get kicked out of IKEA. What do lawyers wear to work? Lawsuits. Somebody told me yoga was the healthiest antidepressant. It's kind of a stretch. Speaking of yoga, my yoga teacher was really high last time I went. Put me in an awkward position. Called downward drug addict. How do you cut the ocean? Seesaw.
I can't believe this.
That's it.
Hey, thank you, Kyle. I did actually forget one announcement that I need to announce. Our spring auction fundraiser dinner has been set. So mark your calendars for Saturday, April 23rd. Details to come, but Saturday, April 23rd, 2022 is going to be a special dinner and auction. So we can't wait for details to roll out. All right, I'm done. Let's go over. Let me remove me. All right, Art, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go.
So it's how's it sound?
Good.
We're on a series of, every week has been a series of difficult weeks. I'm going on, I think, 16 months, maybe about 16 months living in this house. And I've had to adapt kind of new tricks or new ways to survive here. And, kind of come up with self-soothing things and not using and being here and letting my mind figure things out and learn from everyone here and learn from this experience. And so each week it is a laboratory for me, and it is something that's, really amazing. Last week I mentioned that at some level my brain developed an escape hatch, and it was an escape hatch of an appreciation. If I could get to a place where I could just kind of get above it all and just look at it and appreciate it. It was to me like standing next to God and looking at God's work and going, hey, this is pretty cool. But each week I kind of need another one. Each week I need something else. I need something else to rationalize being here and being able to put up with it and all that. I think every behavior this week has been particularly a focus on
Oops.
this week. Yeah.
Let me fix that. Okay.
And before I go any further, I want to tell Becky and Kristen and everybody on here, and I didn't want to say it because it'll start making me cry, and I don't want to cry, but I appreciate everybody. So I appreciate all the giving and the help and the work and everything, and this is why I didn't want to do it. So thank you is all I can say.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whew. That's why I didn't want to do that. Because it's the whole thing to see that your work or what we've put into this is coming back through other people. And anyways,
I forgot to take the onions from under your chin.
yeah. Anyways, I think I live anyways. This week, what kind of showed up was selfishness was really prevalent. And, I've done a lot of kind of little bit of complaining this week on how I've heard the theories of people about drug addiction, and I've heard the theories of people about it being trauma, and I've heard it being guilt and shame, and I've heard all this nonsense is really what I think it is. And what inevitably ends up when you're standing head to head with addiction is selfishness. What shows up is a human being's need for themselves, or need to protect themselves, or the need to feel different, or the need to not be with the group and kind of separate from the collective and be alone with themselves, or be able to be inside their own experience in absence of everyone else. Avoidance. And it looks like selfishness. It shows up that way. And I don't know if it is or not. And I don't know if it was first or addiction was first, but it definitely, you're head to head with selfishness. And a lot of times you're head to head with entitlement. That's what you're head to head. If you were head to head with guilt, well, then the behavior wouldn't be going on. If you were facing shame, then somebody would want to do something different than use drugs. And so then it brought me to another point where I begin to realize that that I live here in a house of mirrors. Basically, this is a house of mirrors. And what makes it so difficult to live here is that you all reflect who I am. You will reflect back to me and not only do you reflect back to me who I am, you reflect back to me what the world is. I don't have to watch the news to know the condition of the world. I can sit right here in this basement. I know exactly, because each one of you are a different reflection from a different part of the world coming in here and showing it to me. And I can sit here and we're all just here as this reflection of the world. You know, it'd be really easy to tell if in 1930 we were able to peek in on a Zoom consultation or a Zoom solution group of a group of people back in 1930. We would hear how they talked. We would hear what they talked about. And we could look back at those people and go, look at, they're reflecting the 1930s to us. They're reflecting what it was like to be alive in the 1930s. And we are reflecting what it's like to be alive in 2021. We are a reflection of that. You all are a reflection of that. You're a reflection of what I am. You're a reflection of. So I started saying, well, if selfishness is our thing, then how are these kids reflecting selfishness, or how is that showing up in the world? And you really look and you see that I think every behavior that we do in this room and every behavior that every human being does, before we do the behavior, it has to be rationalized. We have to have a reason why we're doing that behavior. So whatever behavior we have to do, we have to have a reason to do it. If you call in sick to work, if you leave work, if you skip class, if you lie, if you drive fast or drive slow, or whatever behavior you do, your brain has to tell you it's okay before you do it. It always has to. It has to say, go ahead and do it, and here's why you're doing it. So the same thing with selfishness. So what it kind of got me to tonight was the selfishness that's showing up here is just a reflection of the world. Right now, what we're reflecting in the world is selfishness and entitlement, and we're reflecting every parts of it. And so then what I then got to was, every time I'm dealing with somebody who's selfish with addiction, or somebody that's, maybe it's not selfishness and I don't even know, but anytime I'm dealing with that head-to-head combat with somebody who wants to go away from the world and feel different, and somebody wants to use drugs, go away from the world and just forget what everybody else thinks and cares about, and if it's hurting them, when they go do that, I wonder, what is the rationalization for doing it? And then what I've kind of come up with is, the world is selfish, and they see it. And if you really look, you're always trying to talk to somebody into, I know people on a long run right now. One of my good friends is on a long run, and every time I speak to him, it's like I'm telling him the world is good and he's telling me the world is bad. I'm saying, come back and get sober and you'll be fine, and the world is good and everybody's good people and it's a nice place to be. And he's saying, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. I'm going to use drugs, and here's why, and fuck everyone. And I think addiction is that reflection, and you all are reflecting the world. And here's what I mean on a deeper level. When we went and we did the Landmark Forum, and in Landmark Forum, what they open it up in the Landmark Forum is they open it up by this kind of saying that you don't really understand at first. And they say, what we're going to do here in the Landmark Forum is we're going to do the work of getting authentic with our own inauthenticities. And what that means is we're going to get real about how fake we are. So that's what they said. They said at the beginning of this thing is, look, as human beings collectively, we're going to get in this room together. And what we're going to do is we're going to get goddamn real and honest about how fake we are as people. And to me, it was music to my ears. I didn't really understand what it meant yet. I was looking at it. But see, a lot of people say, when we say we're going to get authentic about our inauthenticities, people go, oh, you think you're not fake and everybody else is fake. You think you're real and everybody else is fake. That's not what we're saying. I'm saying I'm fake. I'm saying, but with a glimpse of me saying I'm fake. What that means is I'm faking my motivation. So last week I talked to you all about goals and how I think they're ridiculous. Here's why. Every goal ever created in the world is somebody trying to look good. The reason they want to achieve the goal is to look good. If you ask them why they want to achieve that goal, they most likely will not admit that they want to look good. They won't admit that. And so in the forum, when we started out with people getting authentic about their own authenticities, the next statement that we came up with was, what is a human being's driving motivation? And they kind of clued us in and showed us that there's two. Human beings have a motivation, one, to look good, and two, to not get shorted, to not get cheated. Fairness. So look good, fairness. Look good, fairness. That's what everything is about. I believed it. Maybe you don't. But in my learning of that, what it showed me was any goal that I had outside of looking good was to look good. So then I could get really kind of real about how fake all this stuff is that people are up to. So now, here's the deal. There's a doorway when you say this. One, I'm admitting I'm fake. And what I'm admitting is that the goal that I really have in mind is hidden. That almost every time I'm dealing with people and doing things, what I understand about myself is our goals are really underneath somewhere. And then almost everything we're doing is hidden behind the goal of looking good. Now, I think when you can say that, what ends up happening is there's a chance that you could have another way of life. There's a chance that you could do things that are genuine. There's just a chance. And that's why people think when I'm saying on here that I admitted in my life that I don't care, that I admitted that I don't love, that I admitted that my life's about looking good, all these things, I did admit all that. I've been in times in my life where I've admitted I don't care. That doesn't mean that, and then everyone goes, oh, poor Art, he doesn't care about people. No. Have you ever had somebody that cared about you tell you they care about you? The people that care about you never have to tell you. Never. And anyone in your life that's ever said, I care about you, you did not believe it. You didn't believe it. 100%. Come on, man. I want you to do better at work because I care about you. Fuck you. I want you to do better in drug treatment because I care about you. Fuck you too. I want you to do better and win more money and have success in your life because I can care about you. Fuck you. We never believe it. Why? Because it's not true. And the person that's saying it has never admitted that they don't care, which makes them inauthentic. And in order to get the possibility, and so the whole work of the forum was the possibility. It was the possibility of love, the possibility of caring about others, the possibility of goals, the possibility of making a difference. And it only comes when you can admit your inauthenticities. The possibility of compassion only comes when you admit you don't have any. That's it. The possibility of kindness only comes when you admit you're not kind. The possibility of honesty only comes when you admit you're not honest. The possibility of anything, the doorway only exists when you admit you don't. Why? Because we're up against something. We're up against this thing in our head called it, this thing called the self, this thing that's up to something that we don't even know it's up to. And you can't see it unless you acknowledge it's there. And so to get up against it and actually give in the fight, to be caring, to be loving, to be compassionate. I experience love on this planet. I do. I just experienced it a couple seconds ago. It made me cry. I experience caring. People know that I care about them. But I can never say that I'm a caring person. I don't go around. You ever went to a car dealer that told you he's honest? He's not honest. An honest car dealer has never had to say that they were an honest car dealer. Not once. An honest person doesn't have to say they're honest. And so I think the reflection that drug addicts see in the world is it's horseshit. That the whole entire world needs to first admit that we don't love in order for us to love each other. The whole entire world would have to admit that we don't care about each other. We will blow each other up if you disagree. We will bomb your country. We're not loving. We're America. We will destroy you if you don't believe in Christianity. We will destroy you if you won't give us your oil. We will kill every one of you. We're not a loving country, people. And goals are you trying to look good. So say that first, and then I'll believe in your goals. Say, I want to have this huge company because I want to dominate. I want to have a huge company because I want to look better than all you peons. I want to have more money because I want you to envy me. I want to have more money because I want you to be jealous. I drive over to my friend's house and show them my Jaguar because I want them to be jealous. I want to feel superior to their inferiority. If you've never admitted that in your life, you will see that people find you disingenuous. So the actual work of caring is to admit I don't care. Now, will that mean I care? No, you might. You might. But here's what we are reflecting. We're reflecting the hypocrisy. People telling us they care about us. People telling us that they're kind and we're not. People telling us, and the selfishness of drug addiction is the most truthful thing when I've come down to it and realized what it is. It's so truthful. It's somebody saying, fuck the world. It's saying, I just don't give a shit about all your nonsensical bullshit. And it's absolutely pure and it's beautiful and it's fine. It's okay. And that's how I had to get, just to see it and appreciate this week. Appreciate the week of you all reflecting the world. So where does these doorways start? These doorways of saying, I'm going to get authentic about how fake I am. What it's saying is I got this thing in my head that's motivated to look good and it cares deeply about fairness. And if I don't acknowledge that first, everything I do will be to look good and to create fairness, but I will deny that, which will then make me fake. I will tell people I care about them so deeply when I don't care. I talk shit about them behind their back. I will tell people I love them so deeply and I will not want to go see them. I will not want to spend the holidays with them. I will end up at my family saying how much I love everybody on Christmas and hate being there. Hate it. And live my life not being able to go, hey, I got to get real. Me coming here is just absolutely fake. Until we start getting honest with each other and say what we think of each other and fight it out and do something, this is all horse shit and I'd rather be high on heroin. Your horse shit, your horse shit, your horse shit. Stop putting on that goddamn face. Stop acting like you care about me. Stop acting like you love me. Stop acting. And look, we are motivated human beings. We are motivated by story. So everything I'm caring. Yeah, you think that looks good in your story. I'm loving. You think that looks good in your story, but do you love? You don't know. You've never admitted it.
I help people.
I help people. I'm a big helper. You're an asshole. Biggest assholes help people. I'm one of them. I hate them. I do. But the only thing that even got me to the place where it was possible that I could actually help people is by admitting that I didn't care about them. And as soon as I admitted that, some kind of truth came out, which I could be genuine. And then maybe that's possible that it will help people, but I don't know. And then it would be just, maybe it's just possible that it helps you because maybe you look and you go, maybe if I just start telling the truth, things will get better like art life has gotten better. Maybe that. But I don't know. Who can say it's better? But here it is. Boil it down to, it's a collective what we are. We're a house of mirrors. We're all reflecting the world back to each other. That's it. We're all tied to the collective way of the world right now. And we are all manifesting it, certain parts of it through us. And that's all that's going on. And if you can get that, you can appreciate each other. If you can get that, you can appreciate what's going on in this room. This is the news. Cairo's a lie. Fox is a lie. MSNBC is a lie. This is the truth. This is the reflection of the world. This tells me the barometer. This tells me what's going on. What's going on? Kids don't give a shit about school. What's going on? Parenting is massively tougher than it used to be. What's going on? Identity and gender problems are developing. What's going on? People vape and suck on a vape machine. What else is going on? People like different kinds of music. It's all changing. Different than the music I like. What's going on? People are wearing beards. I don't need to turn the TV on to know. People are doing drugs now when their family knows they're doing drugs. This used to not be a reflection of the world. Drug use used to be hidden. You hid it from your family. And if you didn't hide it from your family didn't allow it. It was stopped. In 1980, if I was back in the day, once I told my, or 1986 or whatever, if my sister would have said, Dad, I'm doing cocaine, she would have never left the house again. But she could go out and do cocaine on the weekends and hide it. You can't get caught. But nowadays the kids can go, yes, I'm doing heroin. Would you like to try some, Mom?
And do it with them.
And do it with them. And that's just a reflection of the times. That's a reflection of the collective way it is now. This is how it is. And so living in a house of mirrors and seeing that every behavior that you all do, you have to rationalize before you do. You have to do it. And I can look at selfishness and I can just say, well, maybe that person is just expressing the way that they think the world is. Because they had to rationalize being that selfish. So in order to rationalize being that selfish, Brian, please, in order to rationalize being that selfish, they then had to know other people that they felt were more selfish. And they go, yeah, I'm selfish, but so is everyone else. I'm entitled. Everyone's fucking entitled.
Right. And when we're able to admit that we don't have the capacity to love, it's only then that we're able to actually be able to possibly love.
That's it. The possibility only exists when you admit that you're not loving.
Right.
Stop. Being loving is your story. That's what you've been telling the world about yourself. That's what you want to be known for. Everything we do is something we want to be known for. To look good. I want to be a good mom. That's all the mom and stuff. That's what motivates you. Try to be a good mother if you don't care if the world thinks you're a good mother. Try to be a good dad without the world caring if you're a good dad or not. If we had a different story, if being a good mother meant dropping your kid off in the forest at 5 years old and never seeing them again, every woman would be dropping their kid off in the forest and never seeing them again. Well, I'm being a good mother, but that's not the story we made up. We made up a different one, and people have been following that one. If being a good father means whooping your kid's ass, we used to think that. That was the story. And then it changed with the people at, what was it? The
Democrats.
All of a sudden spanking a kid became an abuse. They called it abuse rather than spanking a kid. Lo and behold, nobody seems to spank their kids anymore. At least they don't tell anyone.
Yeah, they pretend.
They pretend they don't. But it was fine and it was open. My dad spanked me not just in secret, he spanked me in public. So where are we even going here? And what I'm suggesting is what I've been suggesting for a long time. To get authentic about our own authenticities is to say I'm fake. I know it. And even though I know that I'm fake, I will still possibly be fake. And at some rare times, I won't be fake. But for the most part, even though I know my life is about looking good, I can't stop that. And at some point, even though I know my life is about looking good, I won't be able to stop it. And at some point, I will still probably deny it if called on it. They'll go, you're just trying to look good. And I'll go, no, I'm not. And then I'll remember and maybe admit to it and cop to it later. But if I admit that I'm doing something to look good and then some, but I don't know it. Or if I don't admit it, somebody calls me on it and I didn't know it, that looks really bad. And so then I got to deny it. And then me and this thing got to go round and round about how I should admit, yeah, you're right. And if I have enough humility, I can go, yeah, you're right. I was, again, just trying to look good. And as I sit here tonight in front of you, guess what I'm trying to do?
Which isn't a problem.
It's not a problem. The only problem with living our lives trying to look good, the only problem is not admitting it.
Yeah,
Right.
being inauthentic about it.
Right.
Yes. And so, yes, here we are. And everyone, I had a lot of difficulty in my life, and everyone went round and round with, oh, Art, I thought you were so authentic. I never said that ever in my life. I said I'm fake and I know it.
I'm gonna tell you what, I'll tell you straight up that that's exactly what I'm trying to do every day.
Yeah,
At work, you know what I mean? Around my peers, is look good.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean? Why would I not?
right.
Why wouldn't I strive to look good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What?
At least we could do it right.
Right.
At least when we say we're trying to look good, we can then kind of organize what does look good,
Yeah.
right? We can
Yeah.
kind of organize. Well, does it look good to be an honest person?
Yeah.
That's a good way to look good.
Right.
Does it look good to keep your word? Yes, that's a good way to look good. Now, is it ever look good to have a badass car?
No.
No. Now, do you want to have a badass car? Maybe. That's fine. But just understand why you're getting the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And understand, housewarming party. Why do you think you're having that? Yeah, I mean, right? I mean, yeah. It's to have the losers in your life come over and see your big house. And you sit there and go, look at all you losers coming over to my house. Wait till you get a
You
house.
probably don't invite nobody with a house.
Yeah, you don't invite anyone with the bigger house than yours. Mike, you want to come to my little housewarming party? Probably like, no,
You do
My-
invite them if you want a good gift from them.
no, but
Got
Mike,
the gifts.
let's say it's like Chris Durst, Chris Durst say, hey, Chris, he lives on Lake Taps. He's got a badass house, and then I say, hey, Chris, would you come over to my housewarming? And then Chris goes, why don't we just have your housewarming party at my house? A lot nicer, Art. We don't have to sit in your shack. You know what I mean? Yeah. You see? You see? Oh, I don't want to come over to your 2-bedroom house, man. There's no room. I don't have a nice chair to sit down in. Why don't we come over to my house? It's huge.
Your house has a bunch of drug addicts sitting around in the living room.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to come to mine. Housewarming. Okay. So again, where I want to even tie up before we start going is like, have you ever admitted in your life that your life's about looking good? And if you haven't, then I know for sure your life's about looking good. And if you have never admitted in your life that all you're up to in life is that, and if you haven't admitted that you don't really love people, then I don't believe that you love people. And if you haven't admitted that you're not compassionate, I don't think you'll ever find compassion. And if you haven't admitted that you're not the kindest person, that you might show kindness, you might go out because you think it's cool for your story, and then you're just not that person behind closed doors. And maybe if you haven't admitted all these things, I think you're going to run into it. I think we are a reflection of your hypocrisy. And I think addiction is a reflection of the hypocrisy. And everyone going down to tell the addicts how much they love them and getting their wallet stolen as they do it. Dumbasses. All the people running around Seattle trying to help those guys. Just so you guys know, addicts are smarter than you. All those addicts down in Seattle and the people that think they're superior and going to go help them and they have some kind of gift, the addicts are laughing at you.
Manipulating them all.
The addicts are laughing at everyone helping them in Seattle, except maybe about 1 or 2 people that happen to be the truth at it and are very authentic about it. And they remember those guys.
I remember watching it. I remember a time where these guys were down there in Tacoma handing out blankets to the homeless. And this homeless kid went, as they were handing out blankets, and hopped in the van and drove their van and stole their van as they were outside out blankets, dude.
Mhm.
Dude, it was the craziest thing I ever. I was like, oh my god, this kid.
If
is
you haven't
crazy.
figured out that you give an addict a hug and he pickpockets you, you're a dumbass. You know? Then you shouldn't be doing the work. But if you're walking up to an addict, putting your wallet in your other pocket to give him a hug, you might be qualified. You know, but you don't care. So for me, you know, I have to have a way to live here. Because if I don't see it for what it is, if I don't see you all as a reflection of the world, and I don't have to change the world, I just have to stay right here. And I know how difficult it is to change the world because I know how difficult it is to change everyone here. And we'd be more likely for the world to change than for you guys to change. Possibly. Because here we are, all just reflecting the world. This is all it is. How do we stop reflecting the world, guys? Be very difficult. You see? So here we are. We're reflecting back to each other. It's just this collective reflection. It's nice. And then we can hope that we can find pockets of truth. And we can only find pockets of truth when we admit we're liars. We admit it. We get honest. And go, yeah, I have this thing in my head and it doesn't care about you. It talks about me and it judges you. And it says you should be better than you are. And it says you should do more work. And it says I should do less. And it really tells me about every one of your problems and how you annoy me. And it tells me about everything you do wrong. And it talks very little to me about what I do wrong.
You know, I remember being at the beach. We're at Alki, and here's this guy, you know, out with his son. His son's on a little bike, and then he comes by and he bumps into Art. Oh, sorry, I'm trying, you know, to his son. Art loses his phone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I took Art's phone.
Yeah. He reached in my pocket and got my phone that quick. Yeah.
Jesus.
Just a nice guy with his son.
Yeah.
You know, going for a walk.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It wasn't really his son. It was just a
Yeah,
little person.
yeah.
Yeah.
The sun was a problem.
So it's not an issue. I don't know where we go, but I know if you want to, from me, and no more, look at, like, and here's the other thing I want to say is, like, I'm not here anymore. I don't know, man. I have overdosed on advice. I had to uninstall the TikTok. I had to uninstall Facebook because everywhere I turn, somebody's giving me advice on how to be more of something, how to be more compassionate, how to be more. And nobody's telling me they're not already. They're just saying that this is how you be more. You should be more kind, Art. You should be more loving. You should do this for your neighbor. You should do this. You should do that. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying we are reflecting the world, and here we are. And for me, I've said it a few times, for me, the only time I had ability to care was when I admitted I didn't. And I have experiences of love and honesty now, just from the simple fact that I admitted I was a liar and I wasn't honest. And I still have to admit that every day. And I have to still admit I'm not the most kind person. I can't find much kindness inside of me. And then maybe people interpret how I live as kind. Maybe they interpret how I live as compassionate. Maybe they interpret how I live as loving. And I would appreciate that. I'd like to be, but I don't know how to get there. Because if I extend this thing and I say, I'm going to do this for you because I want to be known as kind, it's not kindness. If I do this thing because I say, I want to do this for you because I want him to be known as loving, it's not love. And if I extend this thing and say, I want to forgive you because I'm compassionate and you're not, that's not compassion.
Right. That's why humility plays such a huge role in this, right?
If you could, yeah, but as soon as I say I'm humble, I'm not.
Yeah.
So it's all a trap.
Right.
The only thing I can do is say what I'm not.
So instead of telling yourself like you want to be more kind, like if you were to be like work on being a dick less, wouldn't that wouldn't it make you more kind?
Well, I think, yeah, to be more kind, wouldn't somebody first have to admit they're a dick?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the first step, right? Now, if somebody never admitted that they were, if somebody just goes, I practice kindness, do they?
Well, I was getting at, like, you were saying how, like, on Facebook and TikTok, people are always trying to tell you, like, how to be more of
So
something.
they tell me how to make 10x my money. They're telling me how to fucking like get a jet. They're telling me how to like get TikTok followers. They're telling me how to I don't know.
Well,
You get real estate. They're telling me where to invest my money. They say I can't have it in a checking account for some reason. They're telling me that money's not money. They're telling me that I had to turn it off. I don't even know.
To make money.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
guy.
yeah. I got to get a podcast. Every douchebag in the world's got a podcast. I don't want a podcast. I don't know, man. I don't even know who doesn't have a podcast anymore. I mean, everyone thinks they deserve a podcast.
I don't have a podcast.
Yeah, well, you probably deserve one just for the fact that you said you don't have one. It might be more entertaining. I don't even want to listen to this. I mean, this is, but what's different about this is we're all together on it, and I said goals. I said goals are ridiculous. And the reason I think they're ridiculous is because if you don't state that, that's why I said it. Now, I also think that what are good is collective goals, teamwork. I like that. Collective goals seem to be good. Now, the problem with collective goals is, could we actually find one? Could we find something that we all collectively wanted? And that's why the only collective goals that really work is when it's motivated by money and it's a company or a business and they're trying to make money. But beyond that, can we all, as people, anymore? We used to have collective goals in America and collective family goals. And so we had something, and I don't know if it was true or not, but they faked it pretty good. And it would be like a family was to unite, and a family was to stick together, and a family had family values, and those were all here in America. They're not anymore. So we don't have any collective goals, which is an enormous difficulty because everyone's going in different directions. Even in this house right here, can we establish a collective goal that we all want? I don't think so.
Truly, no.
I don't think so. You would think that the collective goal in this room would be to stay sober.
Yeah.
It ain't.
Yeah.
It ain't.
Sober, keep your word.
Yeah, it ain't. For the most part, some people are trying to appease their parents. Some people are trying to get out of here so they can get loaded. Some people are trying to get an apartment. Some people want to get a girlfriend. Some people want their cars so they can get laid on Tinder.
Some just want to look good.
Some just want to look good. Some are just trying to avoid pain. Some are just here so they don't be in trouble. So it's all different. What a mess. So here we are. You guys tune in, not because you're getting advice. I hope you turn in because you can see the barometer of the world. You can see that we're a pretty solid barometer of the way things are around here. Because we tried to hide the truth and it didn't work. We ended up flailing out all over everyone and showing people who we really were. We didn't keep it together. None of us here kept it together. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. Because the actual start of your life is when you admit you don't have it together. It's like that weed whacker string, man. You sit there and try to wind that goddamn thing. You wind it and you wind it. And that's us trying to do with our life. And then you get to a particular point, and you got it almost full. You're about to put it back on the weed whacker, and then the string shoots fucking everywhere. That's our life. That was me trying to wind I got it, Dad. I got it. Oh, listen, I don't got it together. It's a fucking shit show. I don't even know where to go next. But I know the possibilities. There's possibilities you can experience some love with somebody, but don't tell me you're loving. There's a possibility to be honest, but don't tell me you're honest, because that eliminates the work of being honest. And don't tell me you care, because that eliminates the work of caring. And don't tell me you love, because that eliminates the work of loving.
Yeah, am I supposed to just take your fucking word for it?
Yeah. All right.
That's why that saying action speaks louder than words is such a good.
Yeah. Like I never have, I see even parents, I hear it all the time. Parents trying to convince their kids they care about them. you know, and by saying that they care. All right.
We've already got people dying to speak, Art. Okay, let's go ahead and open it up. Hey, Stacy, go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, Art, do you think it matters if you tell somebody, look, I don't care about humanity? Of course, they would know that if they ever drove with me, and certain intersections just kind of light me up, and I just, and then I go, oops, there goes love, because I'm swearing and stuff, but does it matter if you tell somebody else?
No, it matters that we understand this in ourselves.
Yeah.
We understand what we're really about, that we live our life as a performance, and we perform caring, we perform love, we perform kindness, we perform compassion. We don't truly exhibit it. And to exhibit it truly, to exhibit compassion truly, it takes tons of self-knowledge, because really you have to get to a place inside of yourself, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be big to be compassionate. I know that. I mean, you have to have your life.
Yeah, and you we do have a capacity for that. I mean, if, like you said, if you dig down and you really think about other people, that's when you get
compassion later. Like we don't have compassion in the moment, and then maybe later on we get we think about the interaction with the person and we go, man, I should really care about that person more. Or man, I should have been kinder there. It's always later.
We're so selfish, we can't be compassionate if it's something we haven't dealt with before.
Right. It's the first time it's showing up. Yeah.
If you know someone who lost their parents and you never lost them, it's
that's right.
Kind of bad for them, but
yeah. Yeah, like the tsunami. I remember I always thought that it was insane. I remember that tsunami happened, and I remember the numbers. It was 300,000 people died that day from that wave. And I was like, we didn't even skip a beat in America. I was like, damn, 300. But then we heard the story of 2 Americans that were there. There was 2 Americans over there. It's 300,000 people. Yeah, I got to go to work. That sucks.
2 Americans got a movie made.
Yeah, we made a movie. We're like, that would suck to be an American over there, be an American stuck in that shitty situation. I mean, we just go rip a country apart, make it so they don't have any power. They're just crapping outside. They don't got any school system. We just demolished Iraq, and then we're like, we have COVID, and we're like, we got to wear masks. This is bullshit. When we go out to dinner, we have to put a mask on, and we complain. They're like, we don't have any restaurants anymore. You blew our country up. We're like, don't worry about it. You'll make it.
And now you're stealing all our masks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're making the masks.
Yeah, we're compassionate people, man. We are loving, Well, we do bring them over there and then bring them a couple Bibles and tell them what they should know.
There's a lot of love for that Kyle Rittenhouse kid.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
There's all sorts of love for that kid.
Yeah, there's an equal amount of hate though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, who's next?
All right. So here's the raise your hand feature just to show you on your device. Let me know that you have something to say, any questions, any thoughts, any shares. We welcome them. I'm going to kind of look through and see if there's anybody new tonight. But if you can't figure out the raise your hand feature on your device, you can unmute yourself, get my attention however you can. And Angela Badalucco, let's get you unmuted. Angela from West Virginia. Hey, hey.
Hey.
Hey, did you shave your beard there?
No, it's real light. I went
Oh, okay.
real long at the barber.
Stipple.
Yeah.
Your room's so dark there, I couldn't see.
Yeah, no.
No. Well, we appreciate everything you do. I just wanted to make that comment from the beginning, from what you said about, and you were going to get teary, and you
Yeah.
appreciate everything that everybody's done, and we appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've changed my life.
Thank you,
You're
Angela.
welcome. Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Angela, and thank you for the fundraiser you're doing. Really appreciate your support all the way from West Virginia. Thank you.
I appreciate all you guys. Hey, I
Beautiful.
want to come in April. So if I come out there in April, will somebody pick me up at the airport?
Fantastic. We will figure that out. We've got
Yeah,
a
I
whole
would love to.
recovery crew. Yes, we'll figure that out.
I
That's awesome, Angela. That'd
I
be
would love
great.
to meet you all. I would
Yes.
love to meet you all in person.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
We got time.
Yes. April
you.
23rd. For anybody who popped on after the opening announcements, our spring dinner auction is Saturday, April 23rd. So we're pretty darn excited. Details to come later, but go ahead and mark your calendar. We will be looking for a team of helpers and all that as well. But we have not had a live event since COVID. So that's going to be a full 2 years without a live event. And we're really itching to see our Battlefield family. So we can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be smaller than what we typically do. It's not going to be at Emerald Downs with 400 people. It's going to be a smaller scale one, more intimate and awesome. So details to come.
Yeah.
What'd they say?
Round table pizza.
Yeah, no, it won't. No, it's gonna be nice. That's Liz and Travis's shower. So if you didn't catch that, Saturday, December 11th, mark your calendar. Burien Round Table Pizza co-ed. The guys are coming too. That's why we're having some pizza. It's gonna be a fun event. There it is again up on the screen. Everybody's invited. Everybody knows Travis, of course. And if you haven't met Liz yet, you will meet her at this event. So please come out. Liz is Shelly's daughter. Everybody knows Travis and Shelly, and you will know Liz soon if you haven't met her because of COVID. Most people haven't met her in person yet. Let's move on over to Donnie. Hey, Donnie. Let's get you unmuted. And
Hi, can you hear me now?
hey, Donnie. Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, Angie. It's good to see
Hi.
you. I haven't seen you in so long.
Yes, it's been a long time.
It's great to be back here. I
Great.
really miss everybody. And Art, I appreciate you too, man. You really have changed my life. I've had a lot of time to think for the past 2 years because I've been sitting in prison. And every time I go back to something that's important, there's always something that you said that reflected that situation. And I thought to myself, damn, that's real. That's really real. Like, not just a reflection of real. It's not fake. It's actual, you know? And it would just dawn on me. And I would just think about all these things. And I'm at the point now where not only have I made a commitment, I'm changing myself for myself instead of all these other people.
Let me say this, and all from now on, I love the advertisement that I changed your life, but we're gonna need you to stay out of prison because that's a bad, changed my life. I just got out of prison. That doesn't play well, man. We gotta wait. we gotta get you in a house or something, man. You gotta.
I'm doing okay. They're paying for some housing for me for 3 months, so I got a little cushion.
That was a joke, but I get what you said.
Yeah. No, I just want to say thanks, man. I think about you all the time, and I really respect you, and I love you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Donnie.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. I'm glad you're doing better, and
Thank
keep
you.
it up.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Bye.
A lot of times changing our life doesn't mean it's not our circumstances. So I really genuinely believe that. I mean, maybe you got rid of some anger, hopefully. And that's what we mean about changing your life is getting rid of the anger and getting rid of all that kind of stuff, which will help dramatically. All right.
You look good, Donnie. You look good, bro.
That was
Yes,
Mr.
and hey, and let me throw out there, Donnie, we have an entire library of all the past solution groups. So if you'd like those, shoot me a request and I'll shoot them to you. And that goes for anybody. So all this that you've missed, I think you'd really enjoy seeing some of the past stuff. So, but continue to tune in on Tuesday nights. All right, who's next? Oh, we had a couple questions here in the chat. Let me go back to them. Oh, is there a location for the dinner auction and will there be a silent auction? Details are to come on that. We're 99% on the location, but until we're 100% and we have the contract actually back and signed, I'll announce it all once we are actually official. I don't want to confuse anybody and put any information out there until we're absolutes. And we will have, we're going to figure that out. We're going to have, it's going to be a smaller version of an auction. We're going to have much fewer live auctions, much fewer silent baskets, more specific, and it's going to be much smaller than normal. It's not going to be a huge thing. We're going to simplify it. So, so more info, I would say mid-January is probably the time frame that we will have all the details worked out. Between now and then, the auction team will gather and start forming the teams and start kind of formulating the plan. So tickets will go on sale, I would imagine mid-January-ish, and then it'll give us 90 days to prepare. So hopefully that helps for now. All right, who's next?
I think, breaking down that statement, oh, there's Sherry.
Yes. Hey, Sherry. Let's get you unmuted.
Hey, I always have questions. You know how that goes.
We love it.
So you were saying you're mirroring the world, right? So like, the people there are kind of a mirror of what's going on in the world. So if you think about the things that need those little micro changes, those teeny changes that need to happen in order to shift the tide, is it that you kind of like have to start calling people out and say, it's like, okay, no, let's get real, right? Nope. Are you trying to look good or are you seeking fairness? Let's get real. Let's get authentic. Is that the action that changes the tide, or is it just calling people on the bullshit? I want to figure out, because like you want to figure out how to change that tide, right?
No, I'm trying to survive.
Okay.
I'm personally trying to survive. So I'm not suggesting that the tide can be changed. I'm suggesting that it's bigger than that it's constant, and it's the tide. It's like a reflection of the world. Can I accept it is the question. Mm-hmm. Can I accept it? Can I see it and appreciate it? Now I've been talking a lot about this lately, and I want you to know, when I say God, I don't know what that means. It just means whatever. It means something. And when I say this is God's will, then it said in step 3 of the program, of an AA program, it says we've made a decision to turn our life and our will over to God as we understood him. I'm trying to survive. By that, I mean that I'm not trying to go against everything all day and fight. I'm trying to see it and appreciate its beauty. And I think we're nowhere. And by next year, we're going to be nowhere still. and the question will be, is I'm at peace. And then, I know for sure that that's the struggle first. So now what you want and what people are paying for and what people think is that us going against people, or like, pushing back on the way they are, is going to do something. And I don't know if that's true, because I've tried it a lot and I do it a lot, but I think people are going to evolve. They're going to evolve from this talk. Maybe it might help some, might be their perception, and they might start maybe reflecting a different part of the world. So they came here reflecting one way the world is, and maybe they'll leave reflecting a different way. because I know everybody, when I say that I'm not in control of this thing, or that then everybody goes, well, what are we paying for? It's like a politician saying he's out of ideas. Well, no politician goes, I'm probably not going to be able to succeed. I have no clue what I'm talking about. When I get in office, it's going to look dramatically different. Biden said no mandates on no masks. Why is Trump making us do this? And then Trump was saying vaccine, we're going to make everyone get the vaccine. Everyone's going to get the vaccine. Now he's like, Trump's like, don't make us get the vaccine. It's like, wait till you get in office, but nobody could run for office that way. But
I think my question is more to
what if somebody was a politician and they go, well, it's the way it is. It's tough. I need ideas from everybody. Let's I suck. And that's kind of more the thing. But go ahead, Sherry.
No, I think my question is more to you see, in history, you saw a dramatic change in like the civil rights movement, right? So it's like, it seems like, when you observe history, there's an ebb and flow, right? So it's like, there's the civil rights movement, increased awareness, and then, some change happened. It seems like there's a lot of like little incremental movements that happen and is it just that we turn it over and we see and appreciate it and we accept where it is and then see it in a light and learn the lessons from it? Is that kind of I don't know.
I don't know. And did anyone ever do anything to change it? Or did each person just manifest a different reflection of the current state of the world? And where does it come from? And so, I don't know. And I think that, and by the way, where I get to all this is I got to get to some place of soothing inside me, someplace that I can be okay when I've punched my head against the wall, banged my head against the wall, and punched my fists against the wall for a week, and they're bloody, and my head's bloody and my fists are bloody, and I'm tired because I'm up against what feels like the world. Mm-hmm. And then my brain is able to soothe itself and go, well, you're up against the world, Art. You can't change it in a week. And then that gives me some peace and some acceptance, and I'm able to stay here another month. And that's what I'm talking about. And then maybe that's what you could say as a parent too. When you've bashed your head against the wall enough, you'll surrender. Mm-hmm. And what you'll see is that your kids aren't just, you're up against being a good mother and you want to be a good mother, but your kids are reflecting the world.
Yeah.
That's what they're reflecting. If you were a parent in 1980, would your kid be using a vape pen at the school and smoking weed? And the answer to that question is no. So he's just reflecting the way the current conditions of the world are, and then you're reacting. And so, it's what this is about is giving you a soothing place in your mind to get your bloody hands healed for a while before you start fighting again. And that's kind of what it is for me.
Wouldn't she have to work on like so if she's reacting to if he's a reflection of the world, right, and she's reacting to that reflection, like, wouldn't it work the same if she were to like be the reflection that she wanted him to react to in like a more positive way?
Maybe we all want but Brian's got to rationalize everything Brian does. And then the question maybe we should be asking is, not what he does what's wrong or right. It's how does he rationalize it? Mm-hmm. And what is he reflecting? What behaviors is he reflecting in us that are negative, or that he feels he can do that? And then maybe he does, maybe he doesn't,
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being a teenager or a 25 and under in the world as it is today. I mean, it's hard.
They're all stupid, Oh, look at them. Well, Katie, you guys are stupid. I mean, you guys, everyone under 25 right now is stupid. You're stupid. You guys know that. We weren't as stupid as you guys when we were 20. Yeah. I mean, you guys are really stupid.
And you know it all.
You guys, yeah, you guys' haircuts, the way you talk, it's all stupid. Yeah.
Oh, the
music.
haircut. Oh, the haircut. Don't even get me started on the haircut. I will say, so my young person teaches me new stuff all the time. So it's just, there's stuff that I don't even think about that I learn new stuff all the time. So,
well, here's a prime example. It's a prime example of me feeling that I'm fighting the world. I'm sitting here in my living room and 10 people are on their phone. And for a long time, that's making me angry. And I came to the conclusion of last week that it's never going to get better. That I have to utterly give up. The way of the world, we will be sitting in a room. What will happen is connection will lead when somebody comes up with a game that every family member wants to play on their phone together in a living room.
Yeah.
That's when we will start connecting again. And that people will not ever put down their phones from this point on in history, that our life might become in our phone and it's not going to change. And I had to also come to the conclusion that their brains are like, I had a time in my life where I tried to practice my brain being less stimulated. And I think brains have evolved where one stimulant going on, one thing going on enough is unbearable, where their brain literally cannot handle one thing going on. They need to have, because of the phone and because of the way the brain has evolved, I believe that people can no longer watch a television program and just watch TV. And this is including me. People cannot ride in cars. People cannot do anything that is one thing. And that the new evolution will be,
Let alone nothing at all.
yeah, nothing at all is impossible.
Yeah.
And that I got to quit fighting the world, that these people on their phones here are just a reflection of the new world. It's just how it is now. And for me to sit here and tell everyone to get off their phone is like punching a wall and getting my hands bloody. It doesn't do anything. And even me, I had to give in. You know, I have trouble. I can no longer watch one football game. My brain has evolved where I have to be watching 10 games at a time. I can't even watch one. And I see it. I see the new way of the brain. And I see that in the future, people are going to be living their life through their phone. Their whole life, their life will actually be in the phone. Outside will be something else. Won't be their life. You'll only be living when you're on your phone. It's the way it seems to be going. And people are telling people and to be skilled at living will be skilled through a phone. And if you don't know a phone, you won't know how to live. You'll be missing out. You'll be sitting on the outside. Go, where are y'all guys all going? Where you at? We're in our phones, dude. You're an old time loser. With the picture, we're all playing whatever we're playing, or we're all, you know. What do? You just sit there on a chair? What do you look at nature or something? Nature on our phone. I've got a way better, cooler simulation of a mountain than your mountain. You actually go to the mountain? I just go into my phone and hang glide.
That real mountain?
Yeah. You have sex with other humans?
It's getting pretty close.
We just do virtual sex, dude. You're stupid. You don't even get diseases.
It's getting pretty close to the VR.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know.
So I don't know anymore, man. I don't know about fighting the world. And to fight you all is fighting the world. I'm trying to change the world right here in this basement. It's not possible. It doesn't mean that things won't improve. I don't know anything about that. I'm just saying that collectively we're all that's what we're doing here. I'm just observational at this point. Like I said, the best thing that I can do anymore for me, because I look back on the things that I thought I knew the past 11 years and none of them are true. Everything I think I had figured out, I don't. So I'm sorry if that's not valuable, but you know, because everybody wants value, well, how are you going to fix it? Fix what? We're nowhere. I've been trying to fix shit for 11 years. Ain't shit fixed. We are nowhere different than we were 11 years ago. It's just different faces, different stuff. No, not in a negative way. In a beautiful way, we're nowhere.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful way. We're nowhere.
I mean, a year from now, we're still going to be in the same place.
Well, yeah. And then somebody goes, well, don't you want the best treatment program in the world? Yeah, that would make me look good. That's why they want that. And people don't care if they have the best. They don't even call the people after. To have the best treatment program in the world, then you would have a family that never left.
That's right.
To be the best treatment program in the world, you'd have to live on a compound. And as someone came, they never left, and it just got bigger and bigger.
You have to put
But you
yourself
see
out
these
there.
best treatment centers in the world, the person left after 30 days and you've never spoke to them again. What the fuck are you talking about? The best. What are you talking about? Someone came to your place for 30 days, you never saw them again, and now
They
you're
have to leave,
you're
yeah.
rated the best place ever? That's ridiculous. What'd you do then? Call them and see if they say they're high or not?
Yeah, that's right.
You called them and went, are they high? And then so they go, nope. And you go, another fucking success.
$30,000.
This isn't it like that. There's Jordy, been with me for years. There's fucking Brian, been with me already. I want to see Brian's life his whole life. There's Jesse back here. There's Lucas. He's my neighbor. He grew up across the street. There's Kyle. He's been here years. There's Chris. Dalton was here 5 years ago. He's in my life still. It doesn't look very good. It looks like I keep fucking everyone up. You know, if I want my numbers up, I gotta say, hey, stay away, man. You're ruining my fucking numbers and making me look like shit. You know? You know? I'm gonna have to score, dude. You know, and then when someone relapses, we gotta get angry because that somehow means that we're not the best.
Yeah.
What would I do to cause somebody relapse? What would I do to make it so somebody didn't? That's insane. What could a place do to make sure that I don't eat Twinkies? You know, can you imagine me now? I go to this fat camp, I come out like skinny for a week, and then I start gaining weight again. And they go, why are you gaining weight again, Art? And I go, it's this treatment center I went to for food. They didn't do it right.
He's under the bed.
Yeah. What? No, you're here to get a different perspective, maybe. Maybe you'll reflect a different part of the world. Maybe you'll reflect, you know, if I give you a certain level of reflection that looks good to you and you think that maybe honesty is something that you like from me, and I happen to have that maybe, or you think I keep my word and I happen to have that, maybe you'll start reflecting that in your life. Maybe it's as simple as Courtney going home for Thanksgiving and her mom seeing her make her bed, and now she's reflecting making her bed. Did I do that? I don't know. No, I didn't do anything. She made her bed because it looked like a good reflection to her. If it didn't look good to her, she wouldn't have done it. So then some kids went home for Thanksgiving and they cleaned the kitchen. Some went and gave their mom a hug. So now you're just reflecting a different part of the world. And that's just what's going on. We live in a house of mirrors. So if you're mad, be mad at yourself. It's okay. But how would we get to know the world if we didn't get to know ourselves? And that's actually how you get to know the world. You get to know what you're reflecting. I see something I don't like. I don't just talk about how I don't like it. I find out why I don't like it. That's how you reflect. Reflection. Self-reflection. But that doesn't mean I can sit here and tell you how to get better. Because I don't know what better is. I can't lie to you. We're all just here. There it is. I know it sucks. Everyone's like, well, how are you going to fix it? Fix what? Fix what? You're on your journey. You're on your journey. You're on your journey. You're on your journey. You're beautiful. Beautiful. You're all right where you're at in your journey. It's fucking gorgeous. How am I gonna? I'm just gonna appreciate where you're at in your journey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any other questions, Ange? Or
I don't see anybody else's hands raised. We have about 4 minutes left. So if there was somebody else, we certainly can make time for it. Or
no, I think the worst thing we can do. Oh, go ahead, unless there is.
I don't see anybody.
Okay.
Did you see somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we're good for you to wrap it up.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on for me. Brian, please. I went a little. There's a lot going on for me. There's a lot going on. So a lot of this stuff is about like, I was thinking earlier today that maybe we would all have to break up into smaller groups, because if we were to sit here on solution group and then next year go, well, let's come up with a common goal. And then I would go, well, let's all parents, kids, let's everyone come up with a common goal. Well, that wouldn't, I think the worst thing that's going on in the world right now is not that we don't know how to get where we're going. It's that we don't know where we're going. That nobody can agree upon where we're going. That's in our country. That's in any group. That's anywhere. It's worse if we were all sit here and try to figure out how we were going to get to a place for dinner. That would be one thing, because eventually we would have to settle on a solution of how to get to dinner. But when we can't decide where we're going for dinner, that's a big problem. And I really believe that's one of the major problems in the country right now. And it's the problem that we're going to have right here, is that coming up with a collective goal for all of us would be fake and impossible, because each one of us are going a different direction and we're colliding. And so, for me, it's a lot going on. It's figuring out my own, learning about myself, learning about what I'm reflecting, learning about what you all reflecting, pure survival, getting through my day, just like you guys. How do we get through another day in a group of people and make it? So there's pure survival involved here. And then there's the worry if people are getting better or not. And then the ultimate is like when I tell people that I can't fix it or I can't make them better, it's like, what good are you, Art? Where's your value then? Well, I don't know, but some bullshit artist is telling you that they can fix it and make it better. And they didn't. And so people get kind of scared. I don't have the answers. But Art, you're teaching. Yeah, that's how I'm teaching. I don't have the answers. And when you think you got the answers, you're done learning. And I don't have the answers, and I'm sitting here with a lot of questions, and that's just how it works. And that's me being a better teacher than I was the teacher with all the answers 8 years ago. And the teacher that had all the answers 8 years ago didn't.
That's right.
I just said I did. And I didn't. But I said it because I wanted to look good. And now it's a different thing. It's like, I got a lot of questions for you all. If you want to hear them, I can ask them, and then you can try to ponder them, and then maybe we can reflect each other, and maybe you're going to go on your journey, and maybe that'll help, and maybe it won't, and maybe you'll pick this up, and maybe you'll pick that up. And I can tell you that enormous difficulty happens when you're not honest. So that's a piece of advice, a tip that I've discovered that might help. I can give you some other tips. There's a right way to do things, and then there's over again. I've had that experience. There's two ways to do things, the right way and again. And you can do this the right way, and you'll know if you did it the right way, you won't be doing it again. And so if you're doing it again, it's definitely because you didn't do it the right way the first time. So here we are. There's a lot. And I just say for everyone, I want to break down that phrase, authentic with our own authenticities. And what that means is I'm going to get real about my fakeness. It doesn't mean I'm real. It doesn't mean I'm authentic. It says I'm going to get real about my fakeness. And that's not just I'm going to get real about my fakeness, therefore I won't be fake anymore. It doesn't say that. It says I'm going to get real about my fakeness. And that's forever. It'll always catch you off guard. You will always be up to looking good and forget that. You will always be up to saying something about how cool you are and forget that you're trying to look good. You will always be telling a story that makes yourself look good, makes somebody else look bad, and you will forget. And then maybe you'll have the humility to get real about your fakeness when you're called on it. And that's the best we can do. So I do want to just keep that broken down, keep that in a place where you understand it. I'm sitting here telling you that I am real about how fake I am. And if you tell me the ways you think I'm fake, I will do my best to acknowledge that it's probably true. And if I fight you, I'm getting worse. So here we are. So again, it's not always the greatest news on here every Tuesday. We're not the kindest, lovingest, most compassionate group of people in the world. We're not here to support you. We're here to ask questions. We're here to get a little philosophy going, observe life, observe human beings. And if any of that improves your human experience, please keep tuning in. So again, thank you and see you next Tuesday.
I have an update on the Giving Tuesday. We are at $8,130 for the day. So thank you so much, everybody. There's still time to donate. If you haven't had a chance, keep sharing it. That fundraiser will be up on Facebook naturally for, I think, another 5 or 6 days or something. So I think we'll hit 10K. So I think we can do it. So thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for the support. Good night. Good night. We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you.
Kristen put the link here in the chat as well, if you don't have it. Good night. Thank you, everybody. Good night, basement crew.